So hello gamers and welcome back to another test place update recorded live. This one is actually ridiculous. They did a lot of changes to the barrel attachments and just overall balancing. So if you haven't seen my last video, make sure to go watch that. Maybe watch that first because there are some updates from the original balance changes such as a K2 slight buff and a lot of other changes to barrels. First off, you can actually put some barrel attachments on new guns. You can put the carbine and squad barrel on the Beowulf TCR. Same thing with the HK417 and HK51B. We'll get into what those do in just a second. So first off, long barrel on the DMRs. This is now called the Marksman Barrel, and it now increases your torso multiplier by 20%, and it still increases your headshot multiplier, which is actually ridiculous. 1.29 times is like 3-shot torso all ranges on the SL8, but it reduces your fire rate and fire rate cap by 33%, and now increases your headshot multi by 25% instead of hard capping it. So you do shoot quite a bit slower, but this is basically a buff to the SL8. It is ridiculous. I got into what this did last time, but yeah, just to reiterate, it increases your headshot damage, not by quite as much, but now increases your torso damage, your velocity by a ton, and your pen by a ton, and it's actually just ridiculous. It makes the SL8 actually just feel like a extremely powerful DMR, and it's going to be a powerhouse, not going to lie, because the SL8 has always been one of my favorite DMRs in the game, and as you can see, I can just go through these guys now. Like, you could do this before, but now you actually just preserve your damage so well. So no real changes to the short barrel, and as you guys know from my last video, it's not amazing, but it is worth checking out. It does increase your RPM, so if you want to see that, go watch my last video. So next up, we have the short barrel attachment on the sniper rifles, which has been massively changed, and it's really good now. Basically, this reduces your penetration depth by 50%, reduces your muzzle velocity by like 40% as well, 30% actually, but it increases your max damage range and does not reduce your min damage range. This is actually really powerful because what this means is you have a better torso kill range and you have better handling and better movement speed. It is actually ridiculous if you can handle the drop and the fact that your gun has no pen anymore, but I feel like this is a really good strategy to use on certain sniper rifles such as the Remington 700. We'll get into long barrel in just a second because it also might increase your torso kill range, but it's a little bit different. But yeah, really fast handling now, better torso kill range a little bit on the Remington 700. Keep in mind, not a lot of sniper rifles have a short barrel, and yes, you could use it on the Mosin, but the Mosin is not going to really perform too well with it unless you want better handling and maybe a better torso kill range on the 8mm conversion. Mosin with lightweight barrel does have a better max damage range, which means 8mm now has a 92 stud torso kill range instead of 80. That's actually really good, but keep in mind, very bad velocity, very bad. But now we're going to get on to long barrel, which is now called the heavy barrel. Now heavy barrel does reduce your max damage range, but increases your min like the old one. It increases your velocity by quite a bit, and it doubles your penetration, right? No, it increases it by 50%, so 0.6 more studs of pen and less camera recoil, but you know, you got the worst handling. You might not get as good of a torso kill range, which is kind of weird, but you have very fast velocity, better penetration depth. If you want to snipe at range, this is really good, but for close range, it's not great, but it does increase your muzzle velocity to like almost as much as the intervention, which makes this kind of ridiculous for range, not gonna lie. It's gonna be pretty nice to have this, and it might make your torso kill range slightly more, but if you want an objectively better torso kill range, then maybe just use the light barrel. But this is actually really solid, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, so it increases penetration by 20%, increases velocity by 20%, and reduces sway speed, which is really good. Next one is long barrel on the pistols, which is very weird. I don't understand how this works. Oh no. So the long barrel on pistols is really interesting. It does not change your max damage range, but doubles your min damage range? No, increases it by 50%. It also increases your velocity. Here's the problem. It does increase your pen, but it gives you 1 worse hits to kill at range. No matter what happens, it reduces the damage enough to make it 1 worse hits to kill. For example, 22 down to 19, but it does have a torso multi. Same with this one, down to 19 from 24. For some reason, this one doesn't change. It only goes down to 32 up close, so you don't get a 3-shot kill up close anymore, which is kind of a bad thing. The XIX extended barrel did not really get a change. It's still really, really powerful, but mainly it's on the Glocks that this is a problem. Okay, so apparently long barrel on the Glock 18 now does 15 minimum damage. That is a 7-shot kill. That is not that great. So now the short barrel will reduce your overall range by 25% and also lower your velocity, but it increases your walk speed. I don't know why you would ever Don't use short barrel on these pistols, man. A huge long barrel buff is the MC51. The MC51 has an insanely powerful long barrel now, which it did before. It was a really powerful one, but now it is absolutely ridiculous. Now it increases your max damage range by 100%. It doubles your max damage range. What is the downside, you might ask? I don't know. It just increases your ranges and makes like your walk speed slower. Who cares, dude? This is actually ridiculous. So now you can two-shot torso to 40 studs, because before it was 20 studs, which is, you know, it's like manageable, but now this is actually ridiculous. So now it's basically like the best long barrel attachment in the game, because other long barrels, they have upsides and downsides. This one is basically a direct upgrade, which is nice because the MC51 kind of needed a buff, and if you want better handling, I guess you could not use it, but I do recommend you use this. So yeah, you can use the suppressor, or you can use long barrel and get basically suppressor benefits, but more benefits. I don't understand. Kind of ridiculous, not gonna lie. Now you have a very powerful long barrel on the revolvers, which apparently doesn't actually have a huge impact on your gun overall anymore, right? Okay, so long barrel on the 1858 is still the same, but so apparently on here, it increases both max and min damage range and velocity, and it's called the cowboy barrel, and the main thing it does, reduces your muzzle flip by 50%, which means, wait, is that gonna be, oh my gosh, that's gonna be ridiculous on the MP412 Rex. Okay, let me try this. Oh my gosh. So basically, better ranges overall, better hits to kill ranges, more velocity by quite a bit, and you have way less muzzle flip. This is going to be ridiculous. This is like muzzle brake meets like a long barrel. It's going to be ridiculous. One-shot headshot, really low recoil now, better velocity. What's the downside here? I don't understand. Maybe it's because it has worse... I don't know. It's just good. I wouldn't use it on the Mateba because I wouldn't use the Mateba, just use the Rex. It's a lower unlock rank and it's better. What could they even do to make the Mateba better? Let's be real. So now Snub-Nose Barrel did get a huge change. It increases your hipfire stability by 50% and increases your model kick speed by 35% and increases muzzle flip by 35%. So up close. Oh my gosh. Basically, your hipfire is going to be so ridiculous, but in your aim fire, it's not going to be quite as great, but you know, you have better handling and stuff, so maybe it's helpful. 1858 long barrel now doubles your penetration depth, which means you have a 1 stud instead of 0.5, so you can actually shoot through walls with the long barrel. But the problem is you have really bad handling, and that hasn't been fixed, and it shouldn't be fixed because that's kind of the upside and downside of the long barrel on it, is that you have awful handling. Assault rifle changes. Yes, the K2 finally got changed because originally it was like 33 to 19 with a 1.06 torso multi. All they did to change it is now it does 33 to 20, which means you will still 5-shot at range, and you can 4-shot up close, but you can also 3-shot up close because they increased the torso multiplier, so it's probably going to be a 3-shot up close, which is nice, I guess. Basically, the thing about it is that, is it better than the G36 now? I don't know. They should really just unnerf the G36. Like, please, do not make it have 24 min. It makes no sense at all. Like, that was the entire thing about the G36. The reason they were so good is because they 4-shot kill all ranges. Now that they don't do that, they literally have nothing important about them. They're just a 5-shot gun. I don't understand. Maybe give them, like, a slight torso multi so they can 4-shot torso all ranges or something, because maybe that would be a little bit better. K2 changes are fine. So for some reason, they nerfed the MP7. I don't know why they nerfed the MP7. It is a very good gun, but it does not need a nerf. Basically, it has worse aim kick and reduced penetration and reduced min damage, which means way worse recoil and worse damage at range and worse pen. It does not need this. Maybe give it a faster reload to cope with this, but this is like, I don't understand. I understand why the MP7 is used. It actually is a pretty good PDW, but I feel like it could have gotten a buff, not a nerf. But you know what? If they want to ruin this gun, there you go. The SAS now uses the pistol short barrel attachment, which means worse overall ranges, worse velocity, but what's the upside? I don't know. It also has a different... Oh, wow. So if you use the short barrel on it, it has the worst iron sights ever. That is really cool. I love this. Awesome change. Okay, so sawed-off got rebalanced once again, and maybe the sawed-off will finally be really good because now it does 36 max damage. 36. Reduce reload time, reduce empty reload time, and increase fire pitch. I don't know. And reduce 8 pellet count. Okay. So now it has 8 pellets. It does more damage up close, and it has better ranges and a faster reload time. So that's pretty fast. Basically, up close, this will absolutely eviscerate people, but it will still suck at range. So maybe nice change. Oh my gosh, it's got recoil now. Did they change the recoil on this? Because I don't feel like it had that much recoil. What? Bro. We kill some guys with this. So it has less pellets, but it does way more damage, so it doesn't really matter. It takes 3 pellets to kill up close, and I'm using 16 pellets here, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so apparently they buffed the Remington 870. Why? This is objectively one of the best shotguns in the game. It's 34 damage, which means it takes 3 pellets to kill instead of 4. It's not necessary. Why would you do that? The Remington 870 is like one of the best shotguns in the game. This thing has actually good range. I don't understand why you would do this. Please revert it. Please do not rebalance this gun. I mean, honestly, it's one of the best shotguns in the game, so maybe you could even nerf it, but please do not buff it. That sight is weird. I don't know why I used that sight on it. Okay, what was that? So now the AK-12 variants will have more recoil and burst, which is interesting because you can hyper burst them, but they're going to have a lot of recoil. This is 12.7. I can use that. So basically, if you're going to use this, it's going to have... Wow, a lot of recoil. Okay, so this is way more balanced. You can now hyper burst these guns. Same with RPK-12, AK-12, all those guns, AK-12BR, Ppk-12. Wait, the Ppk-12 is just only a burst. Anyways, if a gun has a burst like this, it's going to be super inaccurate, which is nice because, yes, you can eviscerate people's health bars, but only in close range, which is way more helpful because, you know, this is a little bit too much RPM. Okay, let me try the new Ppk-12 recoil. That's still really accurate. So Ppk-12 has a lot more recoil, like 20% more recoil, but it's the Ppk-12, so it has no recoil. Like 15% of 0 is still 0. So yeah, you can increase the recoil by like 50% and it will still be extremely accurate. Final change, the USAS has a rank unlock of 189. Other than that, you just have some changes to the names of barrels: carbine barrel, squad barrel. I think that's about it. It's just called squad barrel or carbine barrel for short or long barrel. Other than that, they haven't really been changed too much. If you want to see my original video that talks about short versus a long barrel, because they do have changes to them statistics wise, because in the main game they're different from the test play, make sure to watch my short versus long barrel video. Okay, this gun is kind of a beam. Yeah, other than that, that's all the changes. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to like and sub, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.